Dixit from the author's blog, and today I have got this book Kalyug, written by Mr. R. Sriram. So guys, this book has already been reviewed on our blog by our fellow team member, and after reading that review I was really curious about this book and what it actually contains. So here I am today reviewing it on author's blog. The first look of this book. The cover of this book is simple yet appealing. You can see a pair of army boots are there and the blood is dripping out from them. Now, so you can have a slight idea that it is going to be a murder mystery perhaps, but as soon as you turn this book, you will witness a building which is quite similar to our Parliament House. Now, the perception changes. Guys, this is not a murder mystery, it is a suspense-filled political thriller. So guys, you start the story and there is a death of a war veteran, Major General Iqbal Qureshi. Now, his death turns into a certain chain of events which eventually leads to Operation Kalyug. And in this story you will find a writer, Selvam, who is somehow related to this mass movement, and you will find in this story itself. So this story is all about a political coup controlled by a group of people who are trying to bring back India on track. So guys, this book opens up with a question, and in the course of finding the answers, you will find yourself surrounded by a hell lot more than questions. And in the end, this book answers them all, and pretty convincingly. And now, see, look at the title. It's called Kalyug. In Indian mythology, Kalyug is a time where the immorality, indiscipline at its peak. So in this book, a certain group of people felt that India has reached at that peak. So they try to change things around. And now one thing I felt really interesting in this book is the clauses that they try to change in our constitutions are thoroughly researched and are quite debatable. So in the end, I will say that for a general political follower, this book is a great fiction. You must read it. So guys, some of the things which I feel the highlights of this book are title and the blur, simple yet convincing. Cover, appealing, critically placed, twist and turns, interesting, and fast-paced story, page turner. And in the end, it is quite realistic. You know what I mean. Now I move on the setback of this book. In this story, there is nothing out of line, but yet if you ask me to point out one setback, I would say there is no third opinion on the Operation Kalyug. There are two people, one who are favoring it and the other who is opposing it. But in reality, it is quite rare. You will always find a group of people who will always find a neutral way. So guys, I have read this book, and if you are watching this review, you are quite familiar with this book. Guys, this is one of the best political thrillers I have ever read. So I would rate this 4.5 out of 5 stars. For a general political thriller fan, this is a must read. And if you are not a political thriller fan, pick this book and start reading it. You are going to love political thrillers from here on. Signing off, Abhishek Dixit from the author's blog.